Hey guys, this is Chris, Tabletop Sports Delaware, and we're starting a small little project, 1980s one and done tournament with the Diamond A and B sets. So let's go ahead and go through some lineups, and we'll get some baseball going here. Number 15 seed, 1981 LA Dodgers, taking on the number 2 seed, 1985 St. Louis Cardinals. So let's go through the lineups for the Dodgers. Center field, Kenny Landreau leading off. Dusty Baker, left fielder, batting second. Steve Garvey, first baseman, batting third. Right field and batting cleanup, Pedro Guerrero. Ronnie Say, hot corner man, batting fifth. Mike Soche, the catcher, is in sixth. Bill Russell, shortstop, is batting seventh. Davey Lopes, second baseman, batting eighth. And in the ninth position, starting pitcher Fernando Valenzuela for the 1985 St. Louis Cardinals. Leadoff is going to be Vince Coleman, left fielder. Tommy Herr, second baseman, batting second. Willie McGee, center fielder, batting third. Jack Clark, first base, cleanup. Batting fifth is going to be Andy Van Slyke, right fielder. Ozzie Smith, shortstop, is batting sixth. Terry Camp Pendleton, hot corner man, batting seventh. Tom Nieto is batting eighth. He will be the catcher. And he'll be the backstop for the ninth batter, starting pitcher John Tudor. So we're looking for probably some kind of a little bit of a pitcher's duel on this one, I believe. Regardless, let's get started. Alrighty, we are set to go. Dodgers at the plate, top of the first. Kenny Landreau set to take Tudor's pitch. That's a 6-4 hard liner on the left side, and Jack Clark is there to make the catch. So that's out number one. Dusty Baker at the plate. Here we go, 6-10, and that's going to be a hard liner up the middle. All over that one is Ozzie Smith. So two hard shots by the Dodgers to start off. Two great plays defensively by the Cardinals. Steve Garvey comes to the plate. Tudor with the pitch. 2-10. That's going to be a double into the gap. So Garvey is in scoring position with two outs. Brings up Pedro Guerrero. John Tudor with the pitch to Guerrero. 3-6. And that is going to be a single into right. Garvey, a 114, add 2, and he's thrown out at the plate. 9-2, no run plated for the Dodgers. Garvey tried to leg it home. Fantastic throw out there by Andy Van Slyke. So that is going to take us to the bottom of the first. Dodgers trying to make something happen. Was not meant to be. Vince Coleman leading off against Fernando Valenzuela. 1-4 hard grounder on the right side, and Steve Garvey is able to get it and beat Coleman to the plate by a step, forcing him for the first out. Tommy Herr. Valenzuela with the pitch. 2-8, and that is a single up the middle. Drops in front of Landreau. So we've got a man on, one out. Scoreless, bottom of the first. Willie McGee facing Fernando Valenzuela, 5-9, and that's a strikeout. Willie McGee swinging at the knee cheese. Jack Clark, two outs, man on. 1-7, another strikeout for Valenzuela. And we have a scoreless first inning. Dinker, dinker, do. John Tudor takes the hill for the Cards, set to face Ron Say, Mike Soche, and Bill Russell. Say ready to take Tudor's pitch. 2-8, that'll be a leadoff single for Ron Say. Man on, no outs, top of the second in a scoreless ball game. Tudor set to face Mike Soche, the catcher. 2-4, pops it up in the middle of the field. Easy play for her. He calls off Ozzie Smith. Routine work of the pop-up. That's one away. Nowhere to go for Say, but back to first. Bill Russell. 6-3, Tudor's pitch. Hard ground ball back to the box. That's going to be a 2 with a 2, and it's going to get up the middle. So Bill Russell with a single that will advance Say to second. Men at first and second, 1 out. Davey Lopes up to the plate. Tudor is set for 10. Hard ground ball hit to third. That's going to be Pendleton at a 2 with a 20. We roll again with a 1. That one gets through into left field. And playing in very close was Vince Coleman. So that is going to keep Say from rounding the plate. We have bases loaded. Fernando Valenzuela to the plate. Fernando Valenzuela is going to swing away. 6-7 and misses a single split. Hard liner up the middle, and Tommy Herr is there. Makes the catch. So base is still loaded. 2 outs. Coming back to the top of the order for Kenny Landreau. 2-2. Draws a walk. Tudor walks in a run. Say scores. Russell to third. Lopes to second. And the Dodgers are up 1-0 here. 2 outs top of the second. Dusty Baker takes Tudor's pitch. And high on the split. That is a base hit into shallow center. And that is going to score Russell. And the Dodgers are starting to assembly line these guys around the base paths. Tudor would really like to get out of this inning. Steve Garvey, bases loaded, 2 outs. 1-3, pops it up on the left side. Terry Pendleton is calling everybody off. He makes that catch. Dodgers have scored 2 in the top of the second inning. So that's a 2-0 ball game. Cardinals looking to strike back in the bottom of the second. Valenzuela on the hill for the Dodgers. He set him down in 4 batters in the first inning. He'll face Andy Van Slyke, Ozzie Smith, and Terry Pendleton. Van Slyke is set. Here's the pitch from Valenzuela. 1-8, strikes him out. That is 3 for Valenzuela. I don't believe any of them have come off his own card either. Ozzie Smith, 1 away. Valenzuela with the pitch, 1-6, issues a walk to Ozzie Smith. -3 for Nieto. They're going to hold Smith. We're going to try and separate the cards so we can get to Pendleton. Come on, Ozzie, let go. You're on base now. Smith is a 17. He's going to try steal second. With a 2, he makes it. Terry Pendleton, man on second, 1 out. The pitch from Valenzuela, 5-9, strikeout. Number 4. And that's going to bring us to the catcher, John Nieto. Cardinals cards are wanting to stick together. Valenzuela, the pitch, 6-7 hard grounder hit to second. That's going to be Lopes. He's a 3 with a 17. Roll it again on the 8, and he scoops it up, gets it over to Garvey for out number 3. No runs scored by the Cardinals in the bottom of the second. Two nothing ball game. We go to the top of the third. Dodgers are up. John Tudor is going to be facing Pedro Guerrero, Ron Say, and Mike Soche. I always called him Socha growing up. I said that earlier. Sorry. Mike Soche. Alright, here we go. Guerrero is set. Top of the third. 2-0 Dodgers. 4-6 pops it up on the left side. Easy play there for Terry Pendleton. Gets underneath it. Out number 1. Ron Say now. Here's the pitch from Tudor. 4-9 hard grounder to second. Tommy Herr is there. Scoops it up. Fires it over to Jack Clark for out number 2. Mike Soche at the plate. Tudor is set. They'll wind up the pitch. 3-5 fly ball into right field. This one is back. Andy Van Slyke giving chase towards the warning track. Makes the catch on the run. And 1-2-3 go the Dodgers here in the top of the third. 2-0 is your score, Los Angeles. And we will go to the bottom of the inning. Fernando Valenzuela is set to face Tudor. Then back to the top of the order for Vince Coleman and Tommy Herr. So here we go. Tudor, the first batter. He will swing away. 5-4 fly ball weak into center field. Kenny Landreau charges in, makes the catch on the run. That is 1 out. Vince Coleman at the plate now. Valenzuela, 5-3, issues a walk. Coleman sits on the 3-0 pitch. Valenzuela tries to entice him with a slider in the dirt. He doesn't go after it. Tommy Herr now. Man on, man out, down 2-0, bottom of the third. Valenzuela with the pitch, 1-8, and that'll be a free pass for Tommy Herr as well. Coleman goes to second, and that's going to bring up Willie McGee. Here's the pitch from Valenzuela, 6-8 fly ball into center field. Back goes Kenny Landreau, not too far back, couple of steps in just before making the catch. Coleman tries to tag up, thinks better of it. Gets back to second base ahead of the throw into Bill Russell. So we have men at first and second, 2 outs. Jack Clark facing Valenzuela. The pitch, 5-9, strikes him out, gets out of the inning. Second strikeout for Clark so far in this game. And 5th one for Fernando Valenzuela. 2-0. We're going to go to the top of the 4th. I chose this because I wanted to put something on the channel, and it's only 15 games. I can do that. It's not taxing. It's not going to run me away. Alrighty, here we go. Bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the order for John Tudor. Bill Russell, Davey Lopes, and Fernando Valenzuela at the plate. 1-7 fly ball into left field for Bill Russell. Vince Coleman, easy work on that one. Pretty much hit right to him. That's out number 1. Davey Lopes, second baseman, singled his last time up. 3-3, hard ground ball hit to second base. Tommy Herr is there. Slides the ball over to Jack Clark for out number 2. Brings us Fernando Valenzuela, the pitcher. Tudor with the pitch. 3-10, and Valenzuela works the count, extends the inning with a walk to get to Kenny Landreau, who has lined out to first and walked in a run. Landreau takes Tudor's pitch. 5-12 hard ground ball hit to Herr at second. 2 with a 9, scoops it up, gets it over to Clark for out number 3. No runs plated for the Dodgers. And that'll take us to the bottom of the 4th inning. Fernando Valenzuela comes back out on the bump. He'll face Andy Van Slyke, Ozzie Smith, and Terry Pendleton. That's one thing about the Cardinals with this. They really don't have a bottom of the order. They really don't have a bottom of the order. No fantastic power hitters, but they do not have a bottom of the order. Alrighty. Valenzuela is set. Van Slyke, 3-3. Pops it up to the center of the field. Davey Lopes is there, gets underneath it, makes the catch. That's out number 1. Ozzie Smith now. Valenzuela with the pitch. 4-7, strikes him out. Number 6. Terry Pendleton set to go. It'll be a 1-10 and a base hit for Terry Pendleton to extend the inning. Tom Nieto, the catcher, comes up to the plate. Man on first, 2 outs. Pendleton not going to steal with 2 down. Valenzuela with the pitch, 1-5, and Nieto patiently waits for the walk, and that is going to bring up John Tudor with 2 men and 2 out, 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 4th, Valenzuela pitches to Tudor, trying to make something happen. 4-5, strikes him out. Number 7 ends the inning, and it is still 2-0 as we go to the top of the 5th. Doesn't it always seem that whenever the pitcher is going to bat, he always ends up coming to bat when there's 2 outs and base runners, right when you don't need him to bat? That's just the name of the game. Dusty Baker set the lead off, second in the order. Will be followed by Garvey and Guerrero. John Tudor is set. Here comes the windup. The pitch. 1-10. Single into left field. His second base hit of the game. RBI single back in the second inning. So Steve Garvey comes on with 1 on, nobody out, top of the 5th. John Tudor is set. Garvey has a double, was thrown out at home and popped to second. 1-10, and he pops this one up to the center of the field. Ozzie Smith is there. Easy work with a pop-up. 1 away. Pedro Guerrero now. 1 out, 1 on, 2 up, top of the 5th. John Tudor, 4-10. Hard ground ball hit to third base. Pendleton's the 2 of the 5, scoops it up. He's not able to check Baker. He gets Guerrero at first. Baker makes it to second on the play. 5-3 ground ball for those of you who are scoring at home. And if you're not scoring at home, you should be. Ron Say to the plate. Man in scoring position. Tudor wants to get out of this inning. Here is his pitch. 1-9. And that is a shot into the gap. In left center, double for Ron Say. Baker is going to score, and that is run number 3 for the Dodgers. RBI double for Ron Say, his second base hit of the game. Mike Soche comes to the plate. He has popped up to second, flown to right. Tudor wants to get out of this. And one moment, because I need to do something. I really need to get another battery for this laptop. Get in there. In there. There. Alrighty. Okay, here we go. Mike Soche set to go. Technical difficulties quickly dealt with. 4-3, and that'll be a hard ground ball hit to Clark, and Clark is able to trot over to first to force him out. Third out, not before the Dodgers score yet another run. 3-0. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The game is now official after 4.5 innings. And Fernando Valenzuela facing the top of the Dodgers order, going through the lineup for the 3rd time. It's going to be Vince Coleman, Tommy Herr, and Willie McGee. Alrighty, Vince Coleman facing Valenzuela. The pitch. 5-3, and Coleman sits on a walk, his second walk of the game. Next up is Tommy Herr, who has singled and walked in this game. And Coleman is going to try for second. Triple A, just to make sure. Been a while since I've done it. Triple A, I don't think he gets affected by being held. Rolls that 9, regardless. Vince Coleman into second, slides and stands right up. So Tommy Herr now, man on first. 5-6 for Valenzuela. That is a single for Tommy Herr. Vince Coleman is rounding third. Oh, 18. He is thrown out at the plate. Fantastic throws by the outfielders in this game here. Look at that. 1 out. Tommy Herr on first. Tommy Herr is going to try to steal second. He needs a 1-14. He makes it. Tommy Herr with a stolen base. So we still have a runner in scoring position. Willie McGee comes up to the plate. Fernando would like to get out of this inning somehow. 1-4, and that's low on the split. It's to the right field corner. Willie McGee, he hits it. He's coming up on second. Tommy Herr scores. McGee rounding, headed for third, and no play at all. Triple for Willie McGee, and the Cardinals score a run. 3-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Jack Clark set to go now. Valenzuela, the windup. The pitch infield in, by the way, 4-4, fly ball to center field. And it is shallow for Kenny Landreau on the run. Gets it. McGee not able to tag up, so that's going to be 2 away. 1 run scored, 3-1 ball game. Dodgers ahead, bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. Andy Van Slyke. Valenzuela, 4-7 with a strikeout. Clamps it down. So that'll be his 8th. Cardinals do score a run. So your score is 3-1. Go to the top of the 6th inning. John Tudor still on the hill, large and in charge for the Cards. Bill Russell will lead this inning off. Bottom of the order for the Dodgers, to be followed by Lopes and Valenzuela. Tudor with the pitch to Bill Russell, 3-8. That's a base hit for Russell, his second base hit of the game. Next is Davey Lopes, man on. John Tudor rocks, fires, 1-7, hard ground ball hit to third, fielded there by Terry Pendleton, fires it to her at second to get Russell, swivels and on over to Clark to get Lopes, 5-4-3. And that'll bring up Fernando Valenzuela with 2 outs, top of the 6th, and clear bases. Tudor with the pitch to Fernando, 6-11, hard ground, easy ground ball back to the box rather. Tudor scoops it up, gets it over to Clark. And out number 3, Dodgers score Zippo in the top of the 6th inning. We go to the bottom of the bracket. And Fernando coming out to pitch. He's going to face Ozzie Smith, Terry Pendleton, and Tom Nieto. Doesn't just go right off the tongue. Nieto. Call him Nieto. I don't know. What's his face? Ozzie Smith. Fernando, 5-5. Skinny on the split. That's a fly ball. It's shot out of here like a cannon over left center field. Home run, Ozzie Smith. And the Cardinals get to within 1 here, bottom of the 6th. Ozzie Smith unleashes. Caught that ball just right. High fastball by Valenzuela, and Smith just came around and had his way with it. Terry Pendleton now, no outs. 1-run game now, 1-10, and that's a single for Pendleton, his second base hit of the game. Next up is Tom Nieto. He is 0 for 1. He's grounded out to second and walked. Fernando Valenzuela. Nieto is going to bunt him over with that 6. Lays it down the third base line. Very close to home plate. And charging is Ron Say. No chance to get Pendleton going to second. He's able to get the ball to Lopes at first, covering Garvey. So call that a 5-4 sacrifice hit. Runner on second, 1 out. 1-run game is all. 3-2 Dodgers. Cardinals up in the bottom of the 6th. That brings us to John Tudor. Tudor is going to bunt him over. That is an 8. Lays it down the first base line. Garvey not going to have a chance to go to third. He's going to get it to Lopes at second. Yeah, we're going to bunt 2 times in a row. Not supposed to bunt 2 times in a row. We bunted 2 times in a row. Deal with it. 2 outs. Man on third. Vince Coleman to the plate. 267 batter. In 1985, he has walked twice, stolen a base, grounded to first, was thrown out at home. Here comes the pitch. 3-8. Hard ground ball hit to Say at third. Comes up with it across the diamond to Garvey for out number 3. Cardinals get 1 run. Really could have had another one, but that's all right. It is 3-2. We go to the top of the 7th. Dodgers in the lead. And John Tudor will be facing... And make sure I put these cards back where they belong. Okay. Tudor will be facing top of the Dodgers order. Kenny Landreau, Dusty Baker, Steve Garvey. 7th inning. These pitchers going late into the game. Tudor, he's got an 8 on his advanced side, so that's doable. We know Valenzuela can go the distance if need be. So both pitchers doing well. Only a 3-2 game. Just starting the 4th time through the lineups. Kenny Landreau is set. Tudor with the pitch. 1-4 hard ground ball to second base. Tommy Herr scoops it up. Fires it over to Jack Clark for out number 1. Now Dusty Baker, who has singled twice, had an RBI back in the second. Line 2 short. Tudor with the pitch. 2-8 and hard ground ball hit to Pendleton. Terry Pendleton snags it. Throws across his body, fires a frozen rope throw to Clark, and beats Baker there by a step. Out number 2. Steve Garvey comes to the plate. Tudor is set. Here's the pitch. 1-9 hard ground ball to shortstop, being chased by Ozzie Smith, moving to his right. Fires over to Clark. Pivots in the air. 2 fantastic throws in a row. Good defensive inning for the Cardinals. And that is 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 7th. Cardinals will come to the plate in the bottom of the 7th at the old ball game. Fernando Valenzuela is set to face the heart of the Cardinals order. In Tommy Herr, Willie McGee, and Jack Clark. Fernando is set. Dodgers are already in their defensive positions. The pitch to Herr. 3-8. Popped up in the middle of the field. Bill Russell calls Lopes and Valenzuela off. Makes the catch. That's out number 1. Willie McGee comes to the plate. .353 batter in 1985. Valenzuela, the lineup, the pitch, and catches that single split. Base hit into left field for Willie McGee. Jack Clark at the plate now. Willie McGee is going to try and steal second. 1-14, makes it. Cardinals have stolen 4 bases so far in this game. Ozzie Smith, Vince Coleman, Tommy Herr, and Willie McGee each have a stolen base on Mike Sauché. Jack Clark, 1 out, man in scoring position. The pitch from Valenzuela, that's a cocked die. Foul ball, roll them all. 6-6, that is cocked. Foul ball, roll them all. 3-2, fly ball to left field. Dusty Baker gets underneath it and makes the catch. 2 away. My rule is cocked eye, foul ball, roll them all. Andy Van Slyke, 5-7, strikeout, and that's the inning. 3-2, we go to the top of the 8th. John Tudor still set to go, so he'll pitch at least 1 more inning. Same for Fernando. Tudor will face in this inning 4, 5, 6 for the Dodgers. Pedro Guerrero, Ron Cey, Mike Sauché. So here we go. We don't want Landreau. He led off the last inning. Come on, Chris. Pay attention. Don't start having the red axe stuff and call on Captain Whiteout or anything, which I do have the whiteout if needed. Alrighty, here we go. Pedro Guerrero set to face Tudor. The pitch, 6-10. A hard liner hit to left center. No, Ozzie Smith all over that one. Fantastic play, and the Cardinals defense is here to play baseball today. That's 1 away. Ron Cey comes to the plate. Tudor with the pitch, 1-5, and a base hit for Cey. Into center field, falls in front of Willie McGee. Cey rounds first, goes back. Mike Sauché is set. Man on first, 1 out. Up a run, the Dodgers are 3-2. Tudor with the pitch. That's a 4-11 fly ball into right field. Van Slyke is a 1 with an 8, and he makes the catch. And it is deep enough that Ron Cey is able to heads up base running and head for second base. So we have a runner in scoring position for the Dodgers. 2 outs. Bill Russell comes to the plate. And look at the replay on that. Van Slyke running, makes the catch, and had to extend his glove, so he's already leaning away from the base paths, and Ron Cey just off like a bolt. Van Slyke, not much of a play, brought the ball in, but Cey made it to second on that play. All right, Tudor is set. Bill Russell, 3-11, and draws a walk. And that's going to bring us to Davey Lopes facing John Tudor. Top of the 8th, 2 outs. 5-7, and that is low on the split. Hit hard up the middle. Tommy Herr with a diving catch. And once again, St. Louis defense is winning the day. Winning-ish. It's 3-2 Dodgers, but they are keeping the Cardinals in the game, that is for sure. Fernando Valenzuela is going to come up now, and he will be facing 6, 7, 8, bottom of the non-pitching order. Ozzie Smith,
Terry Pendleton, Tom Nito. So Smith is set to go. Valenzuela with the pitch. 3-9, and that's going to be a double into the right center gap for Ozzie Smith. So Smith is on second. Terry Pendleton to the plate. Valenzuela is set. 1-5, and that is a single, and that's going to score Ozzie Smith, and we've got a tie ball game. Pendleton with the RBI single. 3-3 your score in the bottom of the 8th. Tom Nito to the plate, facing Fernando Valenzuela. 6-7. Hard ground ball hit to second base. That's Lopes. 3 with a 13, and he is not able to check Pendleton. No play at second. Gets to first to get Nito out. So man on second, 1 out. That's going to bring up John Tudor, and the Cardinals are going to pinch hit for the lead. Who are they going to bring in? I'm thinking. I got Cesar Cedeno on the bench. He's doing it. Tudor is done there. Cedeno. Pinch hitter, 14A. Let's see what happens. Valenzuela is set. Here comes the pitch to Cedeno, 2-10. Hard ground ball hit to short. Looks like Russell's going to be able to check Pendleton. Gets it over to Garvey for out number 2. So let's do that as the placeholder. Vince Coleman. Man on second. Would love to get the lead here. Fernando Valenzuela would sure love to prevent it. Here comes the pitch. 1-8. Hard liner into right. No, Garvey right there. Hit right to him. That's going to end the inning, but the Cardinals do make it interesting. It is a tie game at 3. And that's going to be it for Tudor. Let's see who's going to come in and pitch the 9th for the St. Louis Cardinals here. Tudor is out. Who will be in? Stop it. Whatever. You shut up. Who will be in? Toxin Andujar. So he's going to go there. We're looking at Ken Daly. Ken Daly is going to come in for the 9th. Facing Fernando Valenzuela. Top of the order coming up. They're going to let Fernando bat. They're going to let Fernando bat. Against the middle of the order, they would like to have him on the mound. So Fernando batting leadoff, top of the 9th. 3-3 ball game. Here's the pitch. 4-3. Fly ball to right field. Van Slyke is back. Gets underneath it and makes the catch. That's going to be out number 1. Kenny Landreau now. 5-9 strikeout. Dusty Baker, 2 outs, top of the 9th. Ken Daly in relief of John Tudor. 4-7 and gives up a 2-out single to Dusty Baker, his 3rd base hit of the game. Steve Garvey set now. Ken Daly wants to get this out, get to the bottom of the inning. 5-6. No, that is a single, and that's going to advance Dusty Baker to 3rd base. And Daly is going to come out of that game. Who is going to come in for Ken Daly? I think they're going to call on Jeff Lottie, because they kind of need to make sure they get out of this one now. Jeff Lottie will be coming in. facing Pedro Guerrero. Men on first and third, 2 outs. This game is tied in the top of the ninth like a new pair of shoes on a wet, rainy day. Guerrero set to take Lottie's pitch. That is a 2-8 hard ground ball hit to short, fielded by Ozzie Smith. Gets it over to Jack Clark, and Lottie gets him out of the inning. Cardinals defense gets him out of the inning. That is no runs scored, 3-3. We go to the bottom of the ninth, and let's see what these good old Cardinals are capable of. Fernando Valenzuela coming out to finish what he has started. Finish what he started. Tom Herr, he will face Willie McGee and Jack Clark to follow. Valenzuela, let's see if we can send this to extra innings for the Dodgers. Cardinals would like to pull it out here. 2-7, that's a single for Herr. His third base hit, 4th trip to first base in this game. Willie McGee now with a triple and a single, a stolen base. He struck out and flown to center. Man on first, facing Valenzuela. 2-4 hard ground ball hit to second base. That one is fielded cleanly by Lopes. Gets it to Russell on the run, forcing Herr over to Garvey to get McGee. 4-6-3. And now we are 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. Jack Clark to the plate. Valenzuela is going to face him. Valenzuela is going to walk him. Brings us to Andy Van Slyke. Valenzuela with the pitch. 2-8 hard ground ball hit to first. Garvey able to field it cleanly. Trots over to first for the unassisted third out. And that's going to take us to free baseball. Top of the 10th coming up. Valenzuela has pitched 9 so far. Lottie into the bottom-ish of the order for the Dodgers. He's going to face Ron Cey, Mike Soche, and Bill Russell. Alrighty. Ron Cey is set. Jeff Lottie with the pitch. 6-11 hard grounder hit to first. Jack Clark is able to force Cey at first for out number 1. Mike Soche 2-6, and Soche works a walk. So Dodgers have a base runner there. It's going to bring up Bill Russell. Bill Russell on the hit and run. And that's not a good hit and run. He pops, let's see, hit and run there. Misses the pitch. We are checking Soche on the steal. He's a 1-9, and he is out. SBX. 2 outs, Bill Russell at the plate. With the 1-2. 5-6 strikeout, Lottie. So that will be at, not necessarily 1-2-3, but it gets the job done. Dodgers score nothing in the top of the 10th. We go to the bottom of the inning. Fernando Valenzuela still coming out to face the bottom of the Cardinals order, so they'll get one more good inning out of Fernando. As long as he doesn't start to chokes. He'll face Ozzie Smith, Terry Pendleton, Tom Nito. Smith is set to face Valenzuela. Ground ball hit to Lopes at second. Gets it over to Garvey for out number 1. Ozzie Smith had a homer, a solo shot, and also a double scored a run so far in this game. 3 for 4 Terry Pendleton. 3 singles and an RBI, and struck out once. The pitch from Valenzuela. 3-9 hard ground ball hit to Lopes. Gets it over to Garvey for out number 2. Lather, rinse, repeat. Brings up Tom Nito, the catcher, 8th in the order. And that is going to be a 4-7 and a strikeout for Fernando. Hasn't had a strikeout in a while. 8-9, number 10. So that is it. 10th inning No runs plated for either team. We go to the top of the 11th. Jeff Lottie's going to pitch one more because his batting spot comes up in the next inning. So he's going to face Lopes, presumably a pinch hitter for Valenzuela, and then Kenny Landreau. Lopes with 5-9 strikeout for Lottie. And we are going to see a pinch hitter for Fernando Valenzuela. Who are the Dodgers going to bring in? Who? Da. Okay. Did I organize these guys? I'm sure I did. Doink, doink. Doink, doink. Doink. And Howe. I see Steve Howe coming into the game. I did not realize that I had that down there, so he's coming up. Alright. Yep, Steve Howe. Oh, no. Well, who's pinch hitting, dummy? Pinch hitting will be Steve Sachs. Howe will come into pitch in the bottom of the 11th. So we're going to put Sachs in, pinch hit. 14 running, D stealing. 1 out, Jeff Lottie facing Steve Sachs. Here comes the pitch. 110 hard grounder hit to third. Terry Pendleton comes up with it and gets the ball over quickly to Jack Clark for out number 2. We need to make that mark because I'll forget to do it later. That's going to bring us up to Kenny Landreau. 2 outs, top of the 11th. Jeff Lottie, 3. 6 hard ground ball hit to shortstop. Ozzie Smith comes up with it, gets it over to Clark for out number 3. We're going to the bottom of the 11th. And that will see Steve Howe come into the game. What have I done? I moved everybody around. That goes there. Okay. Alrighty. Howe. Valenzuela went 10. Pitcher's slot is up, so Jeff Lottie is going to get pinch hit 4. And that'll be the end of him, should they go back in. So who is pinch hitting for Jeff Lottie? You go there. You go there. Let's get these guys on here. Cardinals are up. So let's do that. Who's pinch hitting for Lottie? I did see someone else who was pretty decent. I'm thinking maybe... Tito Landrum. Pinch hit. 1 to 15 running. D base stealer. That row is done for the moment. Tito Landrum facing Steve Howe. Alright, here we go. Bottom of the 11th, 3-3 ball game. 2-4 strikeout. Back to... do have the right one, don't I? I know I do. I'm just a moment here. There we go. Okay, yep. Vince Coleman. Set to go. 1 out here. Bottom of the 11th. Steve Howe on the mound for the Dodgers. Single elimination, 1980s Diamond Sets Strat-O-Matic A&B tournament. 3-8 hard ground ball hit to third. Ron Say gets it over to Steve Garvey, no problem, for out number 2. Going to bring us to Tommy Herr. Make sure I haven't moved anything off here too badly now. Okay, Tommy Herr is set to go. 5-6 from Steve Howe. Strikeout. So Howe strikes out 2 in the bottom of the 11th.
We're going to go to the top of the 12th inning. We'll have a relief pitcher for the Cardinals, who will face Dusty Baker, Pedro Guerrero, and Steve Garvey, and then Pedro Guerrero. Sorry. Latte needs to be replaced. Let's bring in who? Let's bring in Todd Worrell. Let's flip that. All right, Todd Worrell is coming in to face the Dodgers in the top of the 12th. Worrell. So Lottie went 2 and a 1, 2, 2 and a third. 2.1. Todd Worrell is set to go. Facing Dusty Baker, top of the 12th. Your score 3-3. 110, and that is a single for Dusty Baker. 4th base hit of the game. Steve Garvey comes up to the plate. Man on first, Dusty Baker, no threat to steal. Worrell with the pitch to Garvey. 4-4 hard ground ball hit to second base. And that is going to be fielded there by Tommy Herr. Huge jump by Baker. Only has time playing deeply to get the ball to get to first for Garvey. So Baker makes it to second. 1 out. Pedro Guerrero. Todd Worrell is set. Here's the pitch. 2-4 hard ground ball to shortstop. Smith is able to check Baker. Gets it over to Clark for Guerrero for out number 2. And the Dodgers feel another chance to score slipping away here. Ron Say, man in scoring position. Worrell with the pitch. 1-4 hard ground ball hit to Ozzie Smith. Throws across his body back over to Clark. Beats Say there by a step. No runs scored by the Dodgers in the top of the 12th. We're going to go to the bottom of the 12th inning. Steve Howe still on the hill for the Cardinals. And he will face, for the Dodgers rather, he'll face heart of the Cardinals order. Willie McGee, Jack Clark, Andy Van Slyke. McGee is set. Here comes the pitch. 6-9 hard ground ball hit to shortstop. Russell's a 3 with a 16, and he gets it over in time to Garvey for out number 1. Jack Clark is set now. Howe with the pitch. 4-6 strikes him out. That's 2. Andy Van Slyke facing Steve Howe. 5-6, another strikeout. Howe's 4th in 2 innings. No runs plated in the 12th. We go to the top of the 13th inning. And this game is still tied like a new pair of shoes on a wet, rainy day. Todd Worrell on the hill. He's done 1 inning of work so far, so he will continue for the Cardinals. He'll face the bottom of their order. Soche, Russell, and Lopes. Worrell is set. Soche, here comes the pitch. 4-10 fly ball to center field. That's going to be Willie McGee. And it gets past him towards the wall. Soche rounding first, gets into second. Round second a little bit, and McGee's throw into Ozzie Smith. Soche retreats back to second base with a double. Brings up Bill Russell, facing Todd Worrell. Worrell is set. He rocks. He fires. 5-10. And that is Nito with a 2 and a 5. Pops it up just in front of home plate. Nito gets underneath it, and he makes that catch. So that is going to be out number 1. Davey Lopes comes to the plate, 8th in the order. Pitcher's position is up next. Worrell. Here comes the pitch to Davey Lopes. 4-8. Misses that skinny split hard liner on the right side, and Clark's glove is all over it. Hit right to him.
That is 2 outs, and the Dodgers are going to pinch hit for Steve Howe. Let's see who they're going to bring in to do so. Need to make a move. Hold on a second. There we go. He goes right there. Who is going to come in? Rick Monday. Going to pinch hit for Howe. So, Monday, pinch hitter, 112, D Steeler. Nothing going there. Make that mark so I don't forget to do it for whoever comes in. Here we go, 2 outs. Mike Soche on second base. Dodgers, it is a tie game, 3-3 here in the top of the 13th. Monday at the plate. 2-7, high on the split. It's a long fly ball. This one is back. It is going. Home run. Rick Monday with a walk-off 2 RBI home run in the top of the 13th inning. Dodgers are up 5-3 and look to move on in this tournament. Rick Monday with the walk-off dinger. Todd Worrell, he gets left out there. Whitey says, nope, you made this mess. Finish it. Ken Landreau, 6-4, fly ball to right field. Van Slyke nestles underneath it and makes the catch. That is out number 3. However, the Dodgers have scored 2 runs here in the top of the 13th inning. They lead 5-3. We'll need a relief pitcher for Steve Howe, but we're going to do our Tabletop Sports Delaware triple check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Your score is 5-3. Gotta make sure we are situationally appropriate. Alright, Dodgers dig into the bullpen. Who are they going to bring in to mow down the bottom of the 13th? Looks like it's going to be Dave Stewart. That'll hurt. Dave Stewart. Alrighty, here we go for the bottom of the 13th inning. Ozzie Smith steps up. A couple of warm-up swings. Stewart gets the signs in from Soche. Here comes the pitch. 5-9 strikeout. 1 away. Terry Pendleton now, third baseman. He is set. Stewart stretches and fires. 1-8. That is a base hit for Pendleton. And the Cardinals aren't done yet. Tom Nito, catcher. Let's see. Dink, dink. They're going to bring in Daryl Porter for Tom Nito to pinch hit. And stay in the game. So Nito is done right there. Daryl Porter is coming into this game. Pinch hit, but he is catcher 4, so only a -1 against the stealing. He's a 10, but a base runner B. Daryl Porter facing Dave Stewart. 1 on, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. 6-5, strikes him out. That is 2. And now Worrell's position is up, and he is going to be pinch hit for. Down to 1 out. What are the Dodgers? What kind of magic are the Dodgers going to bring around? I do believe it's going to be Brian Harper. Brian Harper. Get there. Brian Harper can tie it back up with one swing. Dave Stewart can end it with one missed swing. That is 11. He went 2 innings. And Brian Harper, 2 outs. Cardinals trying not to go home. Bottom of the 13th inning. Terry Pendleton is on first base. Harper smacks it dirt out of his cleats. Couple of warm-up swings. Dave Stewart gets the signs in from Soche. Here's the windup. The pitch, 6-9, and that is a base hit for Brian Harper. And Pendleton with a 116, 2 outs. He's 118, going for third, and he is in. And Dave Stewart didn't get that easy an ending. Vinnie Coleman comes up. Stewart is set, looks over to third to keep Pendleton honest. A little bit of a glance over at Harper. Here comes the windup, the pitch to Coleman. That is a 2-3 and walk to load the bases. Want to talk about a comeback? Tommy Herr to the plate. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Bottom of the 13th. Cardinals are down 2. Nice little extra base hit would turn this thing right around. Here comes the pitch from Stewart. That is a 6-7. And low on the split, hard liner into left center. No, Bill Russell gets his glove on it, and that is the end of it right there. The Cardinals are going home. The Dodgers move on. Here in the Strat-O-Matic 80s Diamonds A&B 1-and-done tournament. Ah, goodness, that was a good one. That was a good one. But the Dodgers are going on. Sorry, Eddie J. You had your win a couple of days ago. Ah, man. Alrighty. Let's put these cards away. We'll do some quick stats, and then we will continue on our merry ways for the days. Yeah, they got to sit out 1. Alright. Let's see. He goes there, he goes there. That'll work. Actually, let's do that. That's better. Got it. Alright. So, yes, the Dodgers are going on. One and done. That's the beauty of this. The best teams aren't necessarily going to be the ones to pop it out. It's a very small sampling. So let's see exactly what we do have here. You can go there. Alright. So yeah, 5-3. No errors. Cleanly fielded game. So let's see what we've got for the Dodgers. Wow. 0 for 6. Run batted in. K. Walk. He's 4 for 6. Run scored. Batted in. He is 2 for 6 with a double. He is 1 for 6. Guerrero, that is. Say is 3 for 6. Run batted in double. 1 of 5 for Mike Soche with a run, double, caught stealing, and a walk. Bill Russell is 2 for 5 with a run, K, and a walk. 1 for 6 for Davey Lopes. I always call him Lopez. Davey Lopes, strikeout. Fernando Valenzuela is 0 for 3 with a walk. Steve Sachs 0 for 1. And Rick Monday, the walk-off dinger in the top of the 13th. He's 1 for 1 run, BI, homer. Let's see, Hal went how many? 1, 2, and he went 1. Okay, so we got those right. So how many hits for the Dodgers? 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 14, 15 hits for the Dodgers. Worrell gave up 2 hits, 2 runs. Both earned. Lottie gave up 1 1 hit, 2 Ks, and a walk. Worrell did give up the home run. So Daly, 2 hits and a K, which means 1, 2, 3. So no strikeouts for John Tudor. Are you serious? John Tudor, no strikeouts? No strikeouts for John Tudor. 1, 2, 3, 4. He walked 3. No homers given. 15. So he gave up 10 hits. 5 runs. He gave up 3, and they were earned. Okay, so for the Cardinals, make sure it's getting on there so you can see what we've got. Hold on a sec. I gotta move some stuff, and that's fine. I'm gonna move some stuff. Alright, so for the Cardinals, 3 walks for Coleman, so he was 0 for 4. Stolen base, walk. Tommy Herr is 3 of 6 with a run, stolen base, a K and a walk. Willie McGee, 2 of 6. Run batted in, triple, stolen base, and a strikeout. Clark, 0 for 5. 3 strikeouts and a walk. 0 for 6 for Andy Van Slyke. Wow. With 4 strikeouts. Fernando was busy. So was Howland Stewart, mowing them down. That is Ozzie Smith, 2 for 5. 2 runs, batted in, double, home run, stolen base, 2 strikeouts. 4 for 6 for Terry Pendleton. Batted in with a strikeout. 0 for 3, Tom Nito. With a walk. No, with a sacrifice hit. K and a walk. Darrell Porter, 0 for 1 with a K. John Tudor, 0 for 2. Sacrifice hit and a K. Cesar Cedeno, 0 for 1. Tito Landrum, 0 for 1 with a K. And Brian Harper, 1 for 1. So that's 3, 5, 11, 12 hits for the Cardinals. So that means Dave Stewart gave up 2 hits, 2 Ks, and a walk. Steve Howe starts here. K, 4 strikeouts. Nothing else. Couple of ground balls. Which means Valenzuela, 2, gave up 10 hits, 3 runs. They were earned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's 11 strikeouts for Valenzuela. 3, 4, 5, 6 walks. 5 of those are his. Did give up a homer to Ozzie Smith. And there are your final stats there, ladies and gentlemen. Your final score, once again, the Los Angeles Dodgers in 1981 in this 1-and-done 1980 Strat-O-Matic Diamond Sets A&B tournament beat the St. Louis Cardinals in 1985 by a score of 5-3. And that's going to do it for this game. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, guys, keep on rolling. Come here, you silly little mouse arrow. I have need of you. Bye.